Hi guys, this is Tracy. Today we are going to be making some bookmarks out of cardstock. So let's go over the supplies that we need. I'm using my Cricut Joy Extra, but of course you can use your favorite Cricut machine. I have a light grip mat. I've got my various colors of cardstock, my brayer, my weeding tools. I've got two different kinds of glue that I'm going to be using. I like to rotate between the two of them. This is the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue, and then this is a Beacon 3-in-1. I like this one because it gives you more time to move things around. It's a little bit thicker. I have a little piece of HTV that I'm going to be adding to one of the bookmarks. So for that I need my Easy Press Mini or whatever heat source that you have, but I'm going to be using my Easy Press Mini, a Teflon sheet, my heat resistant mat, and I have some blue painter's tape. And the reason that I have this is I have a section on my light grip mat that is not as sticky anymore. So some of my cuts are very intricate, and it's important to have your cardstock stick to your mat very well. So I might just go ahead and tape a little corner of my cardstock. You might see that in the video. But also if you turn your mat upside down, the stickier end down here, that also works too. So if you haven't tried that, that's a good tip. Go ahead and flip it around. But I think that's all we need. So let's go ahead and jump into Design Space, and I'll show you how to get everything set up so we can make ourselves some cute little bookmarks. Alright guys, so here we are inside of Cricut Design Space. This is how the bookmarks bundle will look when it lands on your canvas. I'm going to go ahead and right click and ungroup this. And I want to show you these two right here first. If you arrow down on these, you can see the different things that are included with this bookmark. This one is very simple, very straightforward. It's just a top and a bottom. But I wanted to give you another option with this. And being right now that the Olympics are on, it kind of thought, well, let's do some red, white, and blue. So this top piece here, obviously all your stars are cut out of there. And then you've got a red, a white, and a blue, and then your backing, which I'm going to do that in white. So let's go ahead and change that color so I don't forget. But this right here, your blue, and then you really don't have to glue on this white part if you don't want to. I tried it first with my test piece, and I decided that I wanted it on there because without it, it just seems to have a little bit less support in the middle. But if you don't want to add it, you really don't have to. So those three are going to get glued on there, and then this will get on top of that one. For this one, we've got this top piece here. This is going to go underneath there. This little hole goes on top of there, or the little center for the flower. And then you have the back pieces, and then this right here, we cut out of HTV. Okay, and then for this one, obviously you can do these with other colors that you like. This top part I'm going to cut out of like a dark brown black piece, and then we've got those two right there. So again, like I said, you can cut them out of whatever color that you like. If you are used to cutting cardstock with your machine, use the settings that work best for your machine. If you are new to cutting cardstock, I would highly suggest that you get a small piece of cardstock and test it with your machine first. One of the things that's very important that I have learned with paper crafting, and I have not been a paper crafter for very long. I started out with vinyl. That is my favorite, and it will probably continue to be my favorite, although I am really enjoying these paper crafts. One of the most important things when you are cutting paper is to make sure that your mat is sticky enough for your cardstock to stick to, especially things with intricate cuts like these little flowers here, these stars that are here. You want to make sure that your cardstock is stuck to your mat so that your blade, when it cuts, it'll cut smoother that way. If your paper is tearing, it's possible that your setting is wrong, but it's also possible that your mat is not sticky enough. That's a really important part of crafting with paper. So I'm going to be using 95% of the cardstock that I have is Cricut cardstock, and I have found that to be probably my favorite cardstock so far, although I do have others. That's what I'm going to be using for most of these here. And I have found with my machine, let's go ahead and save this real quick here. I'm going to cut them one at a time. I'm not going to do all at the same time, but I want to show you. I'm using my Cricut Joy Extra, so I have that machine checked. With these right here, this one is actually going to be cut out of like a white glitter cardstock. But like these, this is what I'm talking about with your intricate cuts. You want to make sure that you've got a good mat and your brayer is pushed down over top of your cardstock to help your cardstock stick. But with this right here, when you go and hit continue, like I said, if you have not used cardstock with your crafting before, I highly suggest that you test. All cardstocks seem to be different. Your setting on your machine might be a little bit different. But for me, when I'm using my Cricut cardstock with the detailed like this, I like to use heavy cardstock, and I will put this on less. That's pretty much going to be for everything that I have right here, all of my cardstock. That's what I'm going to be using. Obviously, when you get down to this right here, this is going to be the HTV. Let me cancel this so that we don't forget what we're doing. This is HTV, so you want to make sure that you mirror this. So click your little mirror button here. So that is flipped. That's going to be cut out of HTV. Everything else is all going to be cardstock. If you're new to cutting with your Cricut machine and you don't know how to find your materials, browse all materials. You're seeing these up here because these are what I use the most. These are my bookmark. But you can browse all materials. These are your cardstock settings. Depending on the machine that you're using, your screen might look a little bit different. There's more options on some of the other machines. But then you would just click on it to use it, or you can bookmark it if you want, and then that'll stay up here on your screen. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting my cardstock. I don't need to show you a setting for each one of them. I just wanted to make you aware of how you pick your material setting. So let's go ahead and get these cut out, and I will show you how to assemble them so we can have some cute cardstock bookmarks. Okay, so the first one I'm going to be doing, I'm actually going to turn this upside down because my mat is a little bit stickier on this side. And put your cardstock down. Use your brayer to push this down, and like I said, if your cardstock is not sticking very well, you can use, I notice on my machine or on my mat sometimes it's not real sticky up at the top right here, so you can put a little piece of painter's tape up here to get that to stick down, but it's important to have that stick down. We'll get this loaded and we will get this one cut. Alright, let's pull this one out and I'll show you how to take this off of here. The easiest way to do it is to flip it over. I like to take this piece off and then carefully remove this. Remember, you want to go slow. And then if you have any pieces left in there, you can just poke those out. There's our first cut here. I see one that's sticking in there. I like to use my mat. I'll put my cardstock back down and then use my tool and poke that through to help the holes come back through. Okay, we'll set that aside. Go ahead and get the rest of this cut. Okay, I'm not going to go through and show you how I cut all my cardstock, but I do want to show you, this has a glitter texture to it. I don't know if you can see on camera, it's kind of got a little shine to it. I'll finish poking the rest of those out, but I want to show you, along with having a sticky mat, it's really important, if you cut glitter cardstock or anything that's got any texture to it, make sure you clean that blade off. Can you see? Let's make sure it focuses. Can you see that shimmer on my finger? There was glitter stuck on the blade here. All you need to do is push that out. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus here. And right there, just clean off the edge of your blade. If you have anything on your blade, that's going to affect your cut as well. So you want to make sure that that is clean. All right, I'll go ahead and get the rest of this stuff cut. All right, well, there we go. We have all of our pieces cut out for the three bookmarks that I'm going to be putting together today. One thing I want to show you first, if you have not cut HTV before, there's a shiny side and there is a dull side. You want to make sure that the shiny side goes down on your mat when you go to cut that. So I'm going to go ahead and weed this. Alright, so let's move this one aside and we will go ahead and work on this one first. So we have all our pieces. This is your base, and then I'm going to flip these ones over so I know that they get glue on the back of them. So for this one I'm going to be using the Beacon 3-in-1. It's a little bit thicker. It gives you a little more time to move things around. whereas the other glue has a better nozzle on it as far as it's smaller, so you can get into areas better. But I just like this one because when you're working with cardstock, it doesn't always line up real well, and this gives you more time to move it so that you can get it lined up better. So just be careful as you're applying. Put a little bit around this area right here. I'm going to line it up on the bottom. And then you can pick it up and move it. Okay. And then for this one, again, I'm going to use this one. I might regret it because I think I'll probably end up going to this one that has the better tip on it. But like I said, I like this one because I can move it. Maybe I'll just do these in the bigger areas. All right, there's that one. Let's work on this one, and I will go ahead and plug in my Easy Press Mini to get that warmed up. Okay, all you have to do is push a little button so that bottom light comes on. So we'll get that warmed up and I will start assembling. Okay, for this one, it's important to get your flowers to line up the right way. Make sure you've got, I don't know if you can see how it's off a little. So just keep rotating. You can kind of see how this one's bigger. So you can see which way that it goes. And it's the same thing with this. You want to make sure you've got it lined up the right way. And if you look on your picture of the SVG, you can see which way it's supposed to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this onto here. And this one I'm going to use this glue. And for this, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I got it the right way here. And this goes on here. And then we're going to go ahead and put our HTV right on here. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this over and I'm just going to run this on top just to get some of that moisture out of there. just to warm it up a little. Obviously, like I said, you can do this in any color that you like. Put your Teflon sheet on. It doesn't take very long. You just want it to get it to release. Just to help smooth it out a little. And then you have that one done. All right, I'm going to turn that off because we don't need that anymore. Okay, and then we'll put our last one together. So for this one, all you have to do is line up your pieces. This one's really easy to do. Okay, so like I said, if you didn't want to put that extra piece in there, you don't have to, but I just think it gives it a little more stability. So I am going to put mine in there. And then this is going to go right on top. Alright, and there you go for that one. Go ahead and find some hangers to put on these. I think I'm just going to use, you could use jute, you could use baker's twine or butcher's twine, whatever it's called. So let's go ahead and find some hangers. Alright, went through my craft stash. I'm sure you guys have a craft stash as well. I found these, they're hemp. I can't even remember where I bought these. It was quite a while ago, I'm sure, but I think those would look cute with what we got going on here. So let me see if I can figure out how to pull these apart. That's always the challenge. I think this one would look cute on there. If you're somebody who doesn't like a hole in their bookmark, you could contour that out inside of Cricut Design Space. You could just go ahead and get rid of those holes so you just have a straight bookmark. I'm just going to go ahead and make a little knot. Stick that in the hole there. Alright, there's one. I like that color with that, makes it, well, the earthy tone matches really well. And do we want to do purple or pink? Let's do a pink one on that one. All right, there's that one. And how about this one? If you had some red, white, and blue ribbon, that would look really cute with this. Or we could just do twine with this one. There you go. And like I said, guys, you could do different colors if you wanted to. When I was doing my practice one, I did one with purples because I really like how this one turned out. I am a purple fan. And then this is just the other one, the black and gold, so you can see the different colors. But that's it, guys. I hope you guys liked this week's project. You can find the free SVG bundle in the freebie library on my website. It is design number 214. On the blog post, I will leave a full list of supplies of everything that I used today, along with the name of the font and the link to where you can find it. If you make them, please come on over to the Facebook group and show them off. You guys know I love seeing what you guys make with the freebies that I have. If you like the video, make sure you give it a like, drop a comment. It helps things out with YouTube, with the algorithm. Helps me be able to keep giving you guys the freebies that you love. Thanks so much for being here, guys. I appreciate you. Have a great day.